Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share a look that's perfect for Durga Puja, a smoked out liner with a minimal no foundation glam. This look is all about enhancing your natural beauty while keeping it festive, fresh and long lasting. So let's dive right in. Let's start with the brows. I'm using the Nika brow pencil which is super pigmented, so be sure to use light feather-like strokes to avoid any harsh and blocky lines. Once I've filled them in, I'm going in with a spoolie brush to spread the product evenly. To lock my brows in place, I'm using a clear mascara from PAC Cosmetics. It keeps everything neat and natural. Next, I'm using a concealer that matches my skin tone to sharpen up the edges of my brows, giving them a more defined look. I'll be using the same concealer later on to even out any discoloration on my face. For my eye base, I'm starting by applying that same concealer to neutralize my discoloration. Then I'm adding a lighter shade of concealer to highlight under my eyes later on, so my eye makeup blends seamlessly with the rest of my face. I've just taken a small amount of the lighter concealer onto a mixing palette and primed my brush with it before applying it evenly to my lids. I wanted my eye base to be one shade lighter because later on I will be highlighting my under eyes, so I need my overall face to look cohesive because I don't want my eyes to look dark or of different tone. To lock it all in, I'm using Rimmel's compact powder. Now moving on to the smudged liner look, I'm starting with this brown pencil from Forever 52. I'm tracing it along my lash line and right against the tape's edge. Don't worry about being too precise here since we will be smudging it out anyway. Using a small bullet pencil brush, I'll start blending the liner for that soft diffused effect. To intensify the look and make it more pigmented, I'm taking a dark brown shade on the same brush and layering it over the liner. The key here is to build the shadow in layers for that smooth, seamless gradient rather than blending everything in one go. Next, I'm taking a black shadow from the same palette and using a small detailed brush, I'll define the edges of the liner. I'm placing it close to my lash line and along the tape to create a subtle definition. Next, I'm mixing the dark brown and black shades on my pencil brush to diffuse out the liner even more. I'm going back in with the small detail brush and the black shadow to intensify the color right along the lash line and the tape's edges for that extra definition. To finish off the eye look, I'm curling my lashes and applying a waterproof mascara. I'm also adding a pair of lashes for some extra drama, but if you want a more natural vibe, you can totally skip the falsies and just build up the mascara to give your lashes the depth and definition needed for that smudged liner look. I personally love the extra flare, so false lashes are a must for me. Now for the base makeup, I've already prepped my skin, so I'm jumping straight into concealing the discoloration and unevenness with the same concealer shade I used earlier. Since this is a minimal look, I'm not worried about my acne scars or texture showing through. We are going for light coverage, so I'm placing a small amount of concealer only where it's needed and blending it out with my fingers. This is a cream concealer, so to make it easier to work with, I'm warming it up on the back of my hand first. This helps soften the texture and makes blending so much easier. I'm lightly highlighting my under eyes now using the same technique I used for the eye base and the same concealer. You can see how little product I'm using. We want to keep things minimal here. For blush, I have mixed two shades from Inside Cosmetics, Raspberry Gelato and Soft Salmon. I'm applying the mix directly to my cheekbones using this dense brush. This brush is from a set I bought a few years ago on Amazon and the whole set was only around rupees 200. It's amazing how affordable brushes can sometimes outperform the expensive ones. I'm using these two shades from the same concealer palette to give my face some definition. First, I'm placing the darker shade just below my cheekbone and blending it upwards for a lifted look. This really helps enhance the natural contours of my face. And I'm also using the same shade to contour my nose and jawline, creating a more defined and structured appearance. I'm using the same brush to blend the contour as I did for the blush. So both of these blend seamlessly together for a more natural look. Before setting everything, I'll blend out any harsh lines or streaks that I have on my skin for a seamless look. To lock it in, I'm using the same pressed powder. I'm taking the excess of the puff on my palms before setting my under eyes and the areas where I tend to sweat. Basically my whole face. As someone with oily skin, I can't skip this step. But if you have dry skin, you can just set the under eyes and use a fluffy brush to lightly dust powder over your face. I know it looks a bit matte right now, but don't worry. Stay till the end for a soft dewy finish. I felt like the eyes needed a bit more dimension, so I went in with a transition shade from the eyeshadow palette. Using a fluffy blending brush, I lightly swept it over the crease to add some warmth and depth to the eyes. To make my blush pop out even more and last longer, I'm layering it with a powder blush on top. For the highlight, I'm using the Swiss Beauty face palette. I'm picking up the highlighter with a tapered brush and gently blending it onto the high points of my face for a soft glow. For the lower lash line, I used a dark brown shade on a bullet pencil brush to gently diffuse it. This helps tie the whole eye look together, giving it a more balanced finish. Now for the lips, I'm using the masked lip liner in the shade Scandalous Brown. For the main lip color, I started with Maybelline's Pioneer, a stunning red with pink undertones. It's such a beautiful and bold shade, but I wanted something just a touch darker, so I layered Lakme's matte liquid lip color in the shade Crimson Rose over it. This gave me the perfect rich deep red tone I was going for. Now here comes the dewy soft finish I was talking about. I'm setting everything with the Makeup Revolution Infinite Fixing Spray. This spray not only locks in your makeup but also gives you that gorgeous glowing shine throughout the day. It's perfect for keeping your look fresh and radiant, exactly what we were aiming for. And that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this minimal no foundation glam for Durga Puja. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more beauty tips and tutorials. Let me know in the comments if you try out this look or if you have any requests for future videos. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!